Good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Somm-Things with Mott's. Hi, I'm Mott's, and today I have a very special guest. This is Miss Allison Young from Maverick Wine Company. Today we're going to discuss cooler climate wines because it's a hot one out there, and I'm dressed appropriately, and these wines are going to just sing because, truth be told, this will be the first time I will try these wines. On a hot day like this, I put full confidence into Allison because when I think of her, I think she is one of the best people on Oregon and Washington wines that we have at Argonaut. So Allison, welcome.
Thank
Let's
you,
go on with the show.
All right. So tell me what you want to know.
Well, wine number one.
All right. So let's start with Gewürztraminer. So a lot of people shy away from Riesling and Gewürztraminer because they think it's sweet. And the truth is it's just really tends to be aromatic. Some iterations of them can be sweet, but most of them are dry. Right, so let's start there.
Okay.
What I love about this wine for summer is that it goes great with a whole bunch of really cooling, delicious summer foods. So think like pho, think Vietnamese food, think Thai food, think curries, things like that. Things that are very aromatic. It has a really wonderful rose lychee presence to it, and it has just some really balanced acidities. It's not too much, you can sip it on its own, but it's great with food as well.
I love the nose, like you said, lychee, getting a little starfruit and limestone. Gewürztraminer, this is a dry Gewürztraminer, and I get spice, a little anise, a little clove on the nose, but it doesn't translate through the glass because it is crisp and more tropical in nature, hence my shirt, but just a beautiful, beautiful representation. I like this a lot. It's great, and like you said, it's not sweet, it's dry, so it's so versatile with any type of summer fare, and we're in full swing of summer, so I just can't get enough of it. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Okay, wine number two.
Wine number two. So let's. So this was from the Rogue Valley in Oregon, which is
Okay.
the furthest south in the whole of Oregon. There's actually more than just the Willamette Valley in terms of wine country there.
Right.
But for the Hedges CMS, they are centered around Red Mountain, which is just right outside of Tri-Cities in Oregon, or in Washington, and a little bit warmer site, but they make a bunch of really premium grapes. These actually both have women featured prominently in the making of these two wines. So Stephanie Powell and Sarah Hedges, both of them are just really lovely people. And with this wine, we have Sauvignon Blanc as the primary grape, roughly 70-80%. We have a little bit of Chardonnay.
Sure.
And then a teeny tiny bit of Marsanne. And what that Marsanne does is it gives it some body. It gives it a really beautiful presence. So if you're sitting on the porch and you're debating with your girlfriends, like, hey, do we have Chardonnay? Do we have Sauvignon Blanc? You can have both.
You can have this wine. And I think the Chardonnay definitely softens up the tone and the brilliance of the wine because it's not your morning glass of grapefruit juice. It has balance. It has a beautiful vibrancy from Washington State. And what's really neat about Washington and Oregon, you have the coastal states and the beautiful wineries, but most everything east in those two states are primarily desert. So it's very hot. And it really affects some of the grape growing areas.
Very agricultural in eastern Washington. I lived there for a long time, about 4 years, and worked for a winery there, and it can be quite hot. It also gets snowy in the winter, so huge shift throughout.
This is a beautiful, beautiful blend, perfect for ceviche and eggplant, some
Oilier fishes,
Sure.
maybe some cod.
Sure. The next one I'm really, really excited about because it's also from Oregon and it's a Pinot Noir, and I did put a slight chill on this morning because you don't want it too hot.
No.
Love this. I love the nose. Tell us about this beautiful Pinot.
So Allison is a wonderful winery in the Willamette Valley. What I love about this wine is if you're really hooked on California Pinot Noir, say, some of the bigger brands like, me, etc., this has the body and this has the fruit quality to transition you into Oregon wines.
I just can't get enough. Bing cherries, bright raspberries, blackberries. What's fun about the western slope, if you will, of these two wines, you get lingonberries and loganberries and berries that aren't common or indigenous to Colorado, and those really shine through because a little bit of tobacco and cassis really come through, but it's still a beautiful, beautiful Pinot. And people are asking why I put a slight chill on it, because it does bring out the nuances and the flavors, and there's nothing wrong with a little chili Pinot Noir, especially if you're having fish. Tonight I'm grilling yellowfin ahi tuna, and I think this would pair beautifully with that.
I think that's a great choice, Mons.
Because it's no longer about white wine with chicken or fish, it's what you like. There are no right or wrong answers when it comes to drinking wine, and right now you have all the right answers. So let's have another sip and then go on to the last wine. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Beautiful Pinot, beautiful Pinot. Which brings us to the last bottle of Merlot.
Merlot. So Merlot became a dirty word after Sideways.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I love about Washington Merlot is that it sits, so Columbia Valley sits at the same latitude as Bordeaux. So you get the same amount of sunlight hitting the grapes roughly throughout the year. It's a little bit sunnier there. But the soil is also very iron rich. It's very magnesium rich. And so it adds this level of complexity that a lot of Bordeaux drinkers and Cab drinkers will really appreciate. This stands on its own.
Oh, it does. This is a big Merlot, and to be honest with you, I haven't had a good Merlot in a long time, and this just delivers. You get your intense white pepper, black cherries, blackberries, blueberries, everything mocha, cocoa. It is just dynamic. It might be a little warm for a hot day like today, but who cares? It's a gorgeous bottle of wine.
If you got steaks on the grill, this is your
Oh,
jam.
definitely. I mean, people would say that this is a Cabernet drinker's Merlot, but if you like Merlot, this is a Merlot drinker's Merlot because it has such depth, complexity. I'm impressed for a Washington State Merlot. I haven't tasted one this good in a long time, and I have to thank you for just joining me today. It's her first time. Hopefully she'll be back again for this wonderful, wonderful lineup of cooler climate wines. Oregon and Washington, they need to be rediscovered. And if you come down to Argonite, if you see myself or Allison, stop us, talk about these wonderful wines or climate or the states of Washington and Oregon, and just partake and have fun because they're so tasty and they're so worth discovering. So Allison, thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Max.
Happy summer, and I do hope you come back because you've got great taste. So cheers.
Thank you, Max.